Hello, everyone. As previously mentioned in the last video, there are three major components of a research approach. These three components refer to philosophical worldviews, research designs, and research methods. Philosophical worldviews refer to the underlying beliefs that guide your entire research process. Research designs are the structural frameworks you choose based on your worldview. And research methods are the practical tools and techniques used to collect and analyze data, as determined by your design. Postpositivism, and this is the first worldview we'll discuss. This worldview is rooted in the traditional scientific method and is often associated with quantitative research. Postpositivists believe in determinism, which is the idea that causes determine effects. For example, if we're studying the impact of a teaching method on student performance, post-positivist approach would aim to identify and measure the specific factors that influence learning outcomes. Post-positivism is also characterized by reductionism, which involves breaking down complex phenomena into smaller, more manageable components. This helps in creating hypotheses that can be tested empirically through observation and measurement. In other words, post positivists rely heavily on data that can be observed and measured objectively, such as numerical data from surveys or experiments. One of the key goals in post positivist research is theory verification. Researchers test and refine theories based on the data they collect. While post-positivists strive to uncover generalizable truths, they also acknowledge that absolute certainty is unattainable. Instead, they focus on refining theories through systematic testing. Next, we have constructivism, which is a worldview that contrasts sharply with post-positivism. Constructivists believe that reality is subjective and is constructed through social interactions and individual experiences. This worldview is typically associated with qualitative research. Constructivism emphasizes understanding the world from the perspectives of the participants. Unlike postpositivism, which seeks objective truths, constructivism recognizes that there are multiple participant meanings, as in, different people may interpret the same phenomena in various ways. Another important aspect of constructivism is the idea of social and historical construction. This means that the meanings we ascribe to our experiences are shaped by our social, cultural, and historical contexts. As a result, constructivist researchers often focus on understanding these contexts and how they influence participants' views. Instead of starting with a theory and testing it, constructivist research often leads to theory generation. The goal is to explore the complexity of human experience and generate new insights based on the data collected. Moving on, the transformative worldview is particularly concerned with issues of power, justice, and social change. This worldview emerged as a response to the limitations of both post positivism and constructivism, particularly in addressing the needs of marginalized groups. Transformative research is political by nature, meaning it's focused on highlighting and challenging social injustices. Researchers with this worldview aim to be power and justice oriented, using their work to expose and address inequalities. Collaboration is another key aspect of the transformative worldview. Transformative research is often collaborative, involving participants not just as subjects but as active contributors to the research process. This collaboration helps ensure that the research is relevant and meaningful to those involved. Finally, transformative research is change oriented. It's not just about understanding the world, it's about changing it. Researchers working from a transformative perspective aim to bring about social change and improve the lives of the participants. Lastly, we have pragmatism. And this is a worldview that is all about practicality and finding solutions to real world problems. Pragmatists focus on the consequences of actions, meaning they are more concerned with the outcomes of research rather than the philosophical underpinnings or methods used. Pragmatism is inherently problem centered. Researchers start with a problem and then use whatever methods are most effective in solving it. This could involve quantitative methods, qualitative methods, or a combination of both, depending on what's most appropriate for the research question. One of the strengths of pragmatism is its pluralistic nature. Pragmatists are open to using multiple approaches and perspectives to address a research problem. This flexibility allows them to adapt their methods to the specific needs of the study. Finally, pragmatism is very much real world practice oriented. Pragmatist researchers aim to produce findings that are not only theoretically interesting, but also practically useful in real world settings.